Hi everyone, this video that I'm sharing to you is about my Read and Respond homework. A lot of people always ask me about what I do for reading. If you don't know, I am an ELA teacher, so I teach reading, grammar, spelling, and I know that homework is always a struggle. So I wanted to this year definitely do something that the kids will enjoy. I've always done the Read and Respond, but now this year this is the only thing I do for homework with them. So the way my kids work Read and Respond is the purpose of it is for them to read for enjoyment. Find a book that they like, read the book, and tell me about it. Learning how to respond and tell people about the book that you're reading. So I put together and have a Read and Respond packet that I use for my Read and Respond, as you can see here. And as part of the Read and Respond packet, you have some papers that they use for the Read and Respond, where they have to write a response. So they can have the date here, their listener. Now, since I teach 4th grade, I tell my kids you don't have to read it out loud to somebody because we need to practice reading it in our minds. But if you want someone to read it to, you may. But that's where I have them have their parent signature every night. So their parents can attest and say, yes, my child did read for those 20 minutes. So they would sign there. I also have the title and the pages that they read from the book. So it allows me to see how are they starting to read, what type of books are they reading for enjoyment, and also allows me to see what is their interest too. So some of the things I do in the classroom, which is cool. And then their reaction. And it's important that you tell your kids that with your reaction, it can't be something like, oh, the book is cool. You need to be able to explain about what's going on in the book. What are some of the main characters? Is there a character that you can relate to, and why do you relate to them? Maybe there's something that happened in the book, or a place that a character went, the setting. If you can relate to that, you need to tell me that. Now, we all have those kids that maybe you can't think of anything. And I tell them, I said, sometimes you just don't know what to write. It happens. You just don't know what to write. So in the beginning of this school year, I always pass out what I call a reading response bookmark. So every kid gets this, and I laminate it so it's sturdy enough for them. And on here, you will see that there are several sentence starters. So ways that they can start their Read and Respond if they are literally having, I call them brain farts, but basically when your brain freezes. So if they can't figure out, writer's block is better. But if they can't figure it out, you can pick one of these sentence starters to start your writing and then branch on from it. So I tell the kids, you don't want to use all of them because that would just be silly and it wouldn't make any sense. You can use 1 or 2 depending on what you're talking about with your writing. But then the kids base their Read and Respond off of that. Also, a part of the Read and Respond that's cool is that we have a vocab voucher and on the bottom, and this allows the kids to spot out what type of vocab words in their own reading, when they're out and about, when they're reading on their own for their Read and Respond, when they're even listening and watching TV. These are some of the things that they can find and do. So I personally have like what we call a word watcher, where the kids we have a word champ and they tally how many words were being used. And my little joke is, and what we do is whatever word is the word champ, that's the word I get to use as much as possible in that one day. So we have fun with some vocabulary at that point. And the kids really, truly enjoy going over, spotting the words, talking about where they saw the vocab word, how it was used in their book. And kids like to tell you about what they read. So the Read and Respond is an awesome way that kids can share what they're reading. And they start loving reading because they read for enjoyment. I'm not telling them what type of book to read. They're reading on their own. So if this is something you want to start incorporating in your classroom, I choose to do it as their reading homework. They don't get anything else for homework. This is usually what I do, or like a grammar video for my flipped classroom. That's it, something short. but I want them to read when they get home, and I want them to enjoy reading when they get home. So that's the purpose of this assignment. If you want more information on Read and Respond or exactly what I do for my Word Watcher, just like this video and make sure you comment below if you have any questions. This way I can answer them in a next video. Or if you have any questions or any suggestions and ways how you may be able to implement it in your classroom, this will be a good time where you can comment below and I can share some of the papers with you and share some of the ideas. But I hope you found this video very informative, and I hope maybe you start and think about using Read and Respond in your classroom, because the Read and Respond is really, really important for the kids to learn how they can read for enjoyment. So thank you so much for tuning into this video and learning about how I do Read and Respond. Like I said, don't forget to subscribe and like my video.